This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
New at 11 tonight, the school year is more than halfway over, but holding school districts accountable for your child's safety is a year-round job.
Several local districts have already been put to the test by Indiana State Police this year. RTV6's Cameron Riddle spent the day in Washington Township so you can see what they're checking for in every Indiana school bus.
Transportation experts say school buses are the safest way to get kids to and from school. But in reality, that all depends on who's running them and who's taking care of them.
For us, it's just a matter of pride, and it's a matter of making sure that our buses are in that tip-top shape.
In Indiana, school buses are inspected at least once a year, from top to bottom, by the state police. Buses 12 years and older are inspected twice a year.
And we don't want just our opinion of it. We want the state's opinion. We want the ultimate opinion to tell us, hey, your buses are in phenomenal shape. They're perfect for transporting our kids on the roadways. That's the validation we're looking for.
Indiana State Police have spent the last 3 days inspecting buses in Washington Township.
Ambers, open your door. Wipers, fluid, and horn. We're looking at everything, checking the tires, the brake lines, major components, frames, cross members, flooring. Besides the emergency lights, the emergency windows, and alarms on the inside of the bus, everything's for the safety of the child or the passenger on that bus.
This year, 96% of Washington Township's 139 buses passed inspection with flying colors. Of the 5 buses that needed extra attention, only 2 were placed out of service due to excessive rust under the stairwell on bus 29 and a brake issue on bus 52. Both buses are over 12 years old. Master Trooper and Inspector Jeffrey Castensmith says Washington Township's 96% passing rate is respectable.
I'd be very well at ease to put my child on one of these buses.
State troopers have already visited several Indianapolis area districts, including Wayne Township Schools, which scored a 100% passing rate for its 146 buses. Pike Township Schools pulled a 98% for its 135 buses and a 99% for the 197 buses in Lawrence Township. The green inspection sticker is a sign to parents that their child is in good hands.
These yellow vehicles are the safest method of ground transportation on the planet. And parents should feel safe knowing that their students are on that type of vehicle. And here at Washington Township, we're no different. We make sure that everything is as safe as it possibly can be, so your kids have the safest ride to school possible.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And you can see for yourself how your child's specific school bus check out on the State Police School Bus Inspection website. All you need to know is the name of the child's school district and their bus number. We have a link to show you how to find those results on our website at theindychannel.com.
Time now for your Storm Team 6 forecast, and we're coming off a wet weekend. We saw snow and rain, but Monday is a different story here.
We ease back into it with a dry day, so that's the good news. We're still above freezing. I say we in the Indianapolis area. Some spots to the north, not quite there. 30 in Lafayette, 30 in Peru. Muncie's at 35. Overnight, we'll stay dry with one exception, maybe the southern portion of the state along Interstate 64. This is the radar showing you some snow in Carbondale, Illinois. All indications are this will pretty much ride to the east. 1 o'clock in the morning, Evansville over to Louisville. If it gets a little more to the north, maybe Bedford and Seymour, you catch a little bit of a snow shower overnight. Bus stop in the morning, cloudy, 29. We'll look for at least a sliver of sunshine tomorrow afternoon. 41, the magic number. That's in the metro area. Some spots to the north will fall short of that. More to come. We'll talk about rain, snow moving back into the picture in the middle of the week. Valentine's Day forecast and beyond coming up.
New at 11, an update from the mayor of Martinsville about a water bill situation that RTV6 has been covering since last year. In November, residents reached out to us when they noticed a hike in their sewer rates. Then last month, the city council backtracked on plans to use money from the city's water and sewer funds to pay for part of an entertainment stage. Tonight, RTV6's Cornelius Hawker shows you how the mayor is explaining the rate hikes and that abandoned plan.
A little more than a month into the job, Martinsville Mayor Kenny Costin is dealing with questions about water bills in his city that have more than doubled for some people.
If it had been a situation where for the last 10 years the sewer rate would have been increased $5 a year, no one really noticed that.
Costin tells me the sewer rate hike implemented last fall was necessary to maintain infrastructure. Because the rate hadn't been raised in years, the change was drastic.
To get an increase of $50 in 1 month, yeah, that's quite alarming.
But relief from the recent spike is on the way for some residents after 6 sewer adjustments were approved at tonight's Board of Public Works meeting. Mayor Costin encourages more people to contact the city to see if they too can get an adjustment. He also told me new smart meters that provide a more accurate reading are the reason for some of the increases. An entertainment stage with a price tag of no more than $150,000 is now on hold. Costin says he and the council are committed to finding a funding source that doesn't come directly from people in Martinsville, especially not from the water and sewer funds like it was suggested 2 weeks ago.
And that's completely my fault. Should not have been brought that we were going to take those funds out of the water or sewer.
Working for you in Martinsville, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
And despite all the concern about the water in Martinsville, the mayor says it is safe to drink because of the filtration system. They have to deal with the contamination from the Pike and Mulberry Street's Superfund site. Just last week, citizens learned about the health risks associated with the contaminants and how the city, with the help of state and federal groups, plan to clean it up. We have more information about Martinsville water and sewer system at theindychannel.com. And if you have a problem and need help getting the attention of city leaders, contact us at workingforyou@RTV6.com.
Keeping the river in Riverside. A meeting will be held tomorrow to discuss that issue. Derek Tao moved to the near West Side community to be next to Lake Indy, which is created from the White River. But the water level has lowered drastically after a dam was damaged in 2018. Many neighbors want the dam rebuilt. Tao says future plans for the area depend on the river.
For at least the last 6 or 8 years, we've been working on a Riverside Park master plan for our park, which is larger than Central Park, and reimagining the entire park, reinventing the whole thing with the water park and moving all of our sports fields around and changing up the golf course design. All this is built around the centerpiece of our neighborhood and park plan, which is the river.
Citizens Energy agrees that something needs to be done because the flow of the river is too shallow in areas that require more depth. But the company says it's too expensive to rebuild a dam in the same location.
We've looked at a number of locations along the White River, including what was called the Emmericksville Dam. That location was ruled out because of cost. That would be the most expensive site to build at because the river is much wider there.
Citizens says the plan is in the very early stages and officials are still listening to feedback. The issue will be discussed at 4 o'clock tomorrow at Groundwork Indy on Birdsall Parkway.
The former owner of a beloved Greenwood business has pled guilty to child pornography charges. John Caston was removed as an owner of the ice cream shop Mrs. Curls last May after police arrested him in April. Investigators say he used his home computer to look up explicit images of kids. The prosecutor's office asked for prison time in the case. Instead, the judge sentenced Caston to probation and required him to register as a sex offender for life. And new at 11, police say a person was being chased when they were shot in a car on the south side of Indianapolis. It happened around 8:30 tonight on Thompson Road near Meridian. Now, police are looking for a silver or gray vehicle in connection with the shooting. The victim is in serious condition.
The latest homicide victim in Indianapolis is identified as 38-year-old Robert Buskirk. Officers found Buskirk dead on Olive Street, southeast of Shelby and Morris in Fountain Square just after 9:30 this morning. The coroner says he died of gunshot wounds. Hours after that deadly shooting, community members voiced their frustration about violence in the city.
When the last time you've been out in the streets with us when our people died? When the last time you've been out there?
This afternoon, several people interrupted a press conference as a city-county councilor announced the creation of an emergency public safety summit. Those community members say they're tired of talk. They want action. James Wilson, the CEO of the nonprofit group Circle Up Indy, believes there's a lack of collaboration between local leaders and community organizations.
This is serious to me. It's not conversation no more. Action has to happen. If there's no action, there's no results. So many organizations in the city is working their off, and no disrespect, but they're working off to make things happen and for our families and our communities, yet and still they continue to push the way. If you're not in the right circles, you can't make it nowhere. We're beyond circles. This is serious.
Working for you, we asked Mayor Joe Hogsett to respond to that criticism.
There are commissions, committees, and panels awash. We don't need to create another one. We just need to continue to double down on the actions that are making a difference. and to be sensitive to the fact that the community needs to be part of that solution.
The Public Safety Summit announced at the news conference will bring several anti-crime and faith-based groups together to discuss solutions to the ongoing violence. It is scheduled for next Monday.
A new app can help connect people in need to food resources and nutrition assistance. The Office of Public Health and Safety unveiled Community Compass today. It can be used to find things like food pantries, hot meal sites, and stores that accept SNAP and WIC. Members of the group Circles, which works directly with people living in poverty, helped develop the app.
I was so pleased that my circle leaders were welcomed to the process from the very beginning. They were listened to and they were seen as the experts in the room. Likewise, they were a part of a focus group that utilized the app, brought back feedback, and suggested changes to make it more usable to the target demographic.
If you don't have a smartphone, you can get information provided by Community Compass by calling or texting 317-434-3758.
Indianapolis-based Simon Property Group is making a $3.6 billion purchase. Today, the company announced plans to buy Taubman Realty Group, which is headquartered in Detroit. Taubman owns 24 shopping centers across the U.S. Simon, the nation's largest mall operator, owns and operates hundreds of properties.
Coming up, a free program Hiring Hoosiers shared with you 1 year ago is celebrating its latest group of graduates. How the training is helping people break into the construction industry.
Another disappointing finish for the Pacers as their losing streak reaches 6. Tonight, it's against the Nets. I'm Brad Brown at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. We'll have a recap coming up in sports.
And only at Ashley Home Store. This is home. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Voting in the country's first primary begins in less than 1 hour. The latest poll in New Hampshire shows Senator Bernie Sanders leading his rivals in the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. ABC's Mona Kassar Abdi reports, as those candidates made last-minute campaign pushes, President Trump joined in on the frenzy.
A week of nonstop campaigning coming down to this moment.
And now it's decision time.
Voters in New Hampshire will decide who they want as their Democratic nominee to defeat President Trump come November.
We need a big turnout if we're going to beat Donald Trump in November.
A new CNN University of New Hampshire poll projecting Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders will come out victorious, as he did in 2016.
Polls are fine, but winning elections are more important.
And riding a wave of momentum after Iowa former Mayor Pete Buttigieg could likely secure the #2 spot. But Sanders making the clear distinction between the two known.
So one of the things that differentiates our campaign from other campaigns, my friend Mr. Buttigieg and my friend Joe Biden, they have dozens and dozens of billionaires contributing to their campaign.
I certainly think there's a very clear contrast between my approach and my friend Senator Sanders' approach. He's talking about either a revolution or a status quo, and there's nothing in between.
Buttigieg also fending off attacks over the weekend from Joe Biden in the fight for moderate voters.
This guy's not a Barack Obama.
I'm not Barack Obama, and neither is he. Neither is anyone running for president right now. And this isn't 2008, it's 2020.
But Monday, Biden shifting his criticism to President Trump, who also made a stop in Manchester, holding a rally on the eve of the primary to, quote, shake up the Dems a little.
Democrats are now the party of high taxes, high crime, open borders, late-term abortion, socialism, and blatant corruption.
While Joe Biden has conceded that winning in New Hampshire is an uphill battle for him, Elizabeth Warren says she's not concerned with results showing that she's slipping in the polls. The Massachusetts senator says she's been counted down and out all her life and has always persisted. Mona Kassar Abdi, ABC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
New at 11, a celebration of girls. In honor of its 50 years of empowering local girls, Girls Inc. of Greater Indianapolis hosted International Women's Advocate Dr. Tarari Trent at an event at Clues Memorial Hall. She talked about building a strong and supportive network of leaders who can empower the next generation of women and allies of women. I talked to Dr. Trent before the event. She had high praise for Girls Inc.
They do tremendous work on girls, empowering young girls. And it's just beyond empowering, but creating that nurturing environment where girls can thrive, where they can believe in themselves, and that's all we want in our girls.
Born in rural Zimbabwe, Dr. Trent taught herself to read and write from her brother's school books. She's now a scholar, humanitarian educator, and known as Oprah's favorite guest. It was quite an interview with Dr. Trent today.
I bet it was.
Very
eye-opening.
empowering.
And welcome to Indy, huh?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you got a decent day. We had all that rain yesterday, but today a different story. Let me just show you a few snow showers in southern portions of Illinois. They'll continue to move to the east along Interstate 64, so I think just miss our viewing area. Bedford, Seymour, you could see a couple of flurries, maybe a brief snow shower. As you look at the temperature trend, tomorrow above 40 degrees, this probably catches your eye. That's Valentine's Day. That will be so much colder. It is a brief but significant cold shot before temperatures bounce back over the weekend. Behind the wheel in the morning, mostly cloudy sky. In the afternoon, still a good drive home. We'll stay dry through the day. 7 a.m. Notice the gray of the cloud cover as we go through the afternoon. See how that breaks up? We've got a shot at a little bit of sunshine during the day tomorrow, and that's something to hope for. And some thin clouds around through the afternoon hours. Temperatures right at 40 degrees, maybe a little above, depending on the amount of sunshine that might be able to break through. Temperatures around 10 miles per hour out of the northwest. Wednesday forecast, things start to change. 11 a.m., 34 degrees. As we get to the afternoon hours, a rain-snow mix develops, not unlike we had yesterday or Sunday when we had that initial push. We got a burst of heavy, wet snow that changed to rain. I think that's likely to happen in central Indiana again. Severe weather threat down to the south Wednesday from New Orleans into Mississippi and Alabama. All that stays south of the Ohio River. For us, lifting to the north will be rain. There we are at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Bloomington, Seymour, Columbus with the rain. And then you see the darker blues here. That's that burst of snow. That's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon Wednesday. The rain snow line drifts a little more to the north. That'll be critical as to where that exactly sets up as far as snowfall accumulation potential. I think we'll see some accumulation in the metro area, but it's likely to be slushy with temperatures just above the freezing mark and also mixing in the rain. Here are the 4 different models predicting anywhere from about an inch of snow to maybe 3 inches in spots. We break down Valentine's Day for you, a single-digit morning. Temperature at 8 degrees, 22 or 22 for the afternoon high. We won't be back into the 30s until we get to Saturday. We bounce back quickly, though. 38 Saturday, Sunday, 45, and then all the way back up to 52 degrees early next week. Those are some big temperature swings. Let's talk Pacers with Dave.
Oh, thanks, Kevin. Good evening to you. This is not really how this was supposed to go. Oladipo working back into the lineup tonight. The starting 5 at full strength, but the team trying to avoid a 6-game losing streak. Oladipo back at the start against the Nets, tucked in, ready to go. They trailed by 3 at the break, but outscored the Nets by 6 in the third. Vic pushing it up and in. He just 5 of 14 from the field, had 12 points. The All-Star, meanwhile, doing All-Star type things. His 4th triple-double, all within the last month or so. Game high 23 points, 10 boards, 11 assists. Pacers on a 14-3 run, up 6 with 6 to go. But here come the Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie puts those guys up 1. Last shot for the Pacers, 2.7 on the clock. Hurry and shoot. Brogdon, no good. And the Pacers have lost 6 straight, 5 in a row at home. Crazy. Brad Brown in the locker room afterwards.
There is a common thread through all 6 games of the Pacers' current losing streak. That is losing in the 4th quarter. Tonight's margin, 29-25, overcoming what was otherwise a solid performance for the first 47 minutes tonight, and their loss to the Nets.
On the defensive end, I feel like me personally and everyone else, we felt connected, you know. So the feeling is great out there, you know. It's a tough way to lose, you know, and this is where people start getting mad at each other, you know. But this is where we gotta stick together, you know.
You know, it's tough, obviously, because we're trying to adjust to each other and get used to each other. You know, trying to rebuild chemistry, obviously, but you know, it's some part of growth, man. It's growing pains and seasons.
We knew this would be an adjustment, but we're all getting along. We had a great
talk today as a team. And, you know, we have a lot of great guys, great character guys that aren't going to allow this, you know, to keep happening.
With this one tonight, the season is now 2/3 of the way complete. The final third starts Wednesday night, and it'll be against the best team in the league when the Bucks come to Indianapolis. At Bankers Life Fieldhouse, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Brad, thanks. Finally, first and foremost, for Tamika Catching. Tonight, Catch announced to the 2020 class of the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. How cool is that? The former Fever star, now the team's GM, played 15 seasons, 2011 WNBA MVP, the 2012 championship, 4 straight Olympic golds. She'll be inducted June 13th in Knoxville, Tennessee. Also nominated to the Naismith Hall of Fame. Finalists for that named this weekend. Congratulations, Catch. The news at 11 continues after this.
Fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
New at 11, a hiring Hoosiers success story tonight. 22 people graduated from a free training program that will give them an edge in the construction industry. We first told you about the program 1 year ago. The Indiana Construction Roundtable Foundation offers the classes. They cover things like basic safety, communication skills, and an introduction to construction drawings. Graduates and instructors say the program opens many doors.
Just so many branches in construction that, you know, it's like you're going to learn everything in each and every other one of them.
People think about construction trades and maybe they only think about swinging a hammer, turning a wrench, and that's not really the case. There's sales inside of construction. There are engineering, there's planning, there's project management, and not all of those require a college degree.
Before tonight's ceremony at the Mary Rigg Neighborhood Center, potential employers interviewed graduates and an exclusive job fair. Congratulations to all of them.
Every parent or guardian knows not having access to childcare can impact your ability to keep a job, but finding someone you trust to watch after your kids can be a job in itself. RTV6's Meredith Barrick found a company that does the work for you when it comes to hiring a nanny, and it is looking to hire as well.
Was in the kindergarten classroom for a few years and transitioned to nannying, and then after I was there for like a year nannying, and I loved it so much and I loved telling people about it. People would ask, oh, you know, how did you get your job and how did you, find your family? And
that's when Indy Nanny Concierge was born.
When a family comes to me and says, hi, we're looking for a nanny, they give me their qualifications and all the things that they'd like to see in their nanny, as well as the timing and the schedules.
Morgan Courier makes sure each search is individualized and that the nanny will fit the family's needs.
Tell the families that I work with that it's a minimum of 30 hours.
Right now, she says she can't keep up with demand and needs more nannies. She can place anyone from college students to retirees, but there is one major requirement.
First and foremost is just a love for children, a love to play and teach and educate and be part of their world. I like to find nannies that have a background in education or a background in nursing.
She also tackles the background and reference checks, and when a match is made, a legally recognized contract will be signed. Nannies can stand to make between $18 and $25 an hour, depending on experience, proving it's much more than a babysitting gig, but a full-blown career.
It's a much better option because during the day, there's someone still keeping your household running. There's someone still taking out the trash and wiping down the countertops and, cleaning high chairs, doing laundry. So when you come home, it's not all on the parents anymore.
Working for you, Meredith Barrick, RTV6.
Because we believe in fresh for everyone.
All right, we're going to make a run at 41. I made it rhyme. Oh. We may even see a little sunshine. We'll be at 37 at noon, 41 for the afternoon.
He's on a roll.
I'm waiting for another joke.
Forget it, he's rolling.
He's a poet, didn't know it.
Good night.